Hey there guys, this is Skyline Dude. So today I'm going to be answering a lot of your guys' questions and comments. And you may have noticed that I have been a little bit slower, or I've been responding a lot less to questions. And it's not because I hate you guys. You guys are awesome. It's just that I wanted to answer some of these on the show. With that being said, let's take a look. LOL, people drive by thinking it's just another old car, and that's why these are awesome. Yes, they are awesome. Zelo writes, wow, I have never thought about right-hand drive being a problem until seeing this. LMAO. Well, Zelo, there's actually quite a few problems with right-hand drive, but you get over them pretty quickly. Obviously, one of them is going through drive-thrus or going to drive up ATM, that kind of stuff. You're gonna have issues. It's just inherent where you drive on the right side of the road, and things are made for that, but you get over it pretty quickly. Ordinary Tyson writes, I wish I could import a R34. Are R34s illegal in Oregon? Well, to answer your question, actually for the most part they're illegal in America. See, there's a 25-year rule, and I do have a video on that if you're curious. Basically anything that's 25 years old or older to the month, you can legally drive. And basically anything that is newer than that, for the most part, will probably be illegal. There are a few exceptions, but they're very sparse. There's not going to be too many legal R34s in America. So Joe O writes, how is registering and obtaining insurance on the car? We have a local importer that imports JDM cars. Also, curious how it is driving right-hand drive in regards to shifting with the left hand. Is it weird off the bat? Also, performance, is it mediocre? Tried to race my modded 135i with a local R32 for fun, but he cut off. I just want to compare how I would do with another i6 Turbo. So, you ask a few questions here. So, with registering and obtaining insurance, as long as you have a legal Nissan Skyline, there's not going to be a problem at all. Like, I actually registered my R32 quicker than some other cars I've had in the past because everything was good to go. So in regards to the other question about driving a right-hand drive vehicle, for me, I picked it up pretty quickly, and that may have been because I'm a lefty and I've shifted with my left hand only before when driving my left-hand drive vehicles, so I picked it up fairly quickly. I always tell people this, like, I was able to drive almost 2 hours from one location to my home city with the Nissan Skyline, driving on a right-hand drive, which I had only done once before. It was very nerve-wracking, but I was able to do it, so you should learn pretty quickly. Performance. So it depends. Like, it depends on what Nissan Skyline you have, because there's a GTS4, GTST, and the GTR. So depending on what car you have and what they've done to it, you might see a whole lot of performance. John D writes, need the original rims, those don't work. Congrats though, man. Thanks. Hawkin Slush writes or asks, some questions I have. Are you worried about it getting stolen? I live in an apartment, so I don't have a garage. I don't want to wait till I have a house to buy a Skyline. By that time, the R33 will be legal. And how's the gas mileage, and what type of gas do you use? When things start to wear down, where are you going to go for parts? What is your long-term goal for Skyline? Oh my goodness, this is almost like a resume for my Skyline. There's so many questions here. Let me see if I can answer some of these. So are you worried about, am I worried about getting it stolen? Yes, I am super paranoid about my Nissan Skyline getting stolen. The first few days I had it, like, I was constantly checking on it, whether it be like at a in a parking lot, like when I went to the store, or at my house. Even I have a garage, and when I parked it in a garage, I was still worried about it. But with that being said, I know a lot of people that they have Nissan Skylines, they don't have a garage, but they have it parked out and open. I think if you have an alarm system on it, you're good for the most part. But I mean, obviously it's a very rare car, very hard to find, and it'll probably sell pretty well. So you do have to worry about that. You have to take that in consideration, that there are people out there that will probably attempt to steal it or steal something from it. That being said, good luck on driving a right-hand drive vehicle when you're in the middle of trying to steal it. Also, let's see, gas mileage. So I have the R32 GTST, and I don't know how the GTR is, but I would say that it depends on you a lot. Like if you have a lead foot and you're constantly mashing down on the pedal, don't expect to be driving for like 2 weeks without filling up. You're gonna be filling up pretty often. But if you're very careful on the gas and you're not always kicking that turbo in, then you can get some pretty good gas mileage with it. I mean, it's not ever going to be that great, but I mean, it's not horrible. One thing to take into consideration, the gas tank isn't that big, so you probably will be filling up pretty often, but it won't be that much. Getting parts. So that's another good question, and I'm probably going to make a whole episode dedicated to that, so I'm just going to answer it very simply. I'm not worried about getting parts. I have friends that live in Japan, and also I do cross-referencing because there are some parts that the Nissan Skyline does share with other Nissan vehicles. For example, the oil filter was the same oil filter that is used in the Z32 or the 300ZX from 1989. So you'll be able to find parts, but it might be more difficult when it comes to like little parts that like for example, like when I needed to get a seatbelt, like that wasn't readily available. I had to make my own. So basically, very unique parts are going to be hard to find, but like all your major parts like tires, oil filters, RB 20, 26, 25 parts, I think they're going to be fairly easy to find because the RB engine series is pretty popular here in America. There's a lot of people with them. So yeah, that I wouldn't worry too much because in the future there's going to be a lot more Skylines on the roads in America. So with that, there's going to be more parts available. I expect to see more stores carrying, or more car parts places carrying parts that might fit the Nissan Skyline. Long-term goal with the Skyline. I don't really have a long-term goal. I just really like Nissan Skyline, so I don't really I never planned on trying to make it like soup it up. I enjoy having that horsepower when I hit the pedal, but I mainly bought it because I love Nissan Skylines and I just want to maintain it in the state that it is. So I might put a few more things on it, probably tune the engine a little bit, but I don't plan on doing too much with it. I just want to keep it in very good condition. And who knows, in the future I might swap for R33 or R34. Who knows? We'll see. Gear Johnny says 4 minutes and 10 seconds. That JK, I love your videos, man. Really informative and entertaining. Well, I really appreciate that, Gear Johnny, and to show my appreciation, I made a little something for you. So Decepticon wrote, and just to give some background, there had been this like this small argument on one of my videos about the GTST and the GTR, so that's where this is coming from, just in context. But after one guy wrote like a 1989 GTST or GTR, it's just as fast as a new one. I guess the guy misunderstood what he was trying to say, but he wrote, Stanley Oyeti, you've read my comment wrong. I said a GTST GTT V35 is nothing like a R32, R34, R35 GTR. Why do you leave out the R33? To your mother, they look like the same car, but to any other enthusiast, it's a different car. It's like a Mitsubishi Lancer compared to a Mitsubishi Evolution. One is a slim, conservative body with a 2.5-liter single-turbo side-mounted cooler and a rear-drive-only drive system. That actually sounds kind of awesome. The other with aggressive pump guards, 2.6-liter high-flow, twin-turbo front-mount cooler with a torque-split 4-wheel drive system. If you think these two cars are the same, you have rocks on your head. The difference? One is slow and looks like shit, and the other looks like a Japanese 90s hero car. And you can drop the clutch at 7,000 RPM grip and go, night and day. So I'm not exactly sure what a Japanese 90s hero car is supposed to look like, but I'm not going to answer this myself. I'm going to let someone else do it. And in order to get the answer to that question, I had to travel to my local car show. I think I'll take my Skyline. Hello?
You coming out to the car show tonight?
Yeah, you know I could use the subscribers.
You got 4 minutes, man.
Get up, go get it now, don't stop. You gotta keep on pushing till you reach the top. Stay in perpetual motion, perpetual motion, perpetual motion. Now don't stop. Get up, go get it now, don't stop. You gotta keep on pushing till you reach the top. Stay in perpetual motion, perpetual motion, perpetual motion. Now what's an idea if you don't take action? That's doing nothing, expecting something to happen. That's breaking the law of action and reaction. Let's go for happiness, no matter the accident. It's like practicing without any passion. A floating is a battle on a ship without a captain. Let's do nothing but lose ships and there's no need for talking if you're really gonna do it. You won't really wanna lose it.
Nah, I'll just take my G35.
So man, how long have you been coming to this car show for?
For about 2, maybe 3 years. A couple of my friends came here and like, yeah, man, you should bring out your car.
Yeah, I noticed that at these things, the cops kind of
They do.
show a presence here.
They do. So it's a 2014 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. I had this car for about a year. It's about 330 horsepower right now. Parts that I added to it was HKS exhaust, AMS intercooler all around, as well as the intake and a red tune from Red Race Engineering.
Alright, and if you guys want to know where his Instagram is, it's Dark Mega Man. Right? Is that correct?
Yep,
Dark
that's
Mega
correct.
Man. Alright, so I was lucky enough to find somebody with actual GTR out here with Godzilla. So, what's your name, man?
Chris Lewis.
So, I have a GTST, and a lot of guys on my channel, they tell me that the GTR and the GTST are worlds apart. They're two different beasts. How do you feel about that statement?
Honestly, I think it's all on what you do with it. Like a GTST could easily, like just with an upgraded turbo and a tune, could easily overtake the GTR. Easily overtake the GTR, in my opinion.
Really?
But a GTR at the same time can, I mean, if you put enough time into it and money or whatever, like you could easily overtake a GTST. It really depends. Like just stock, if you're talking stock,
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess GTR would be better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think my stock GTST compared to this more tuned GTR, like the GTR, even though it's not running like perfectly right now, but it still pulls easily better than the GTSTs.
So I actually convinced this guy to give me a ride in the legendary GTR. So I'm waiting to see this Worlds of Difference thing. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So that's the answer. Worlds apart? No. Different? Yes. So the last thing I'd like to show you is these pictures that, I hope I'm saying his name right, Georgi, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm saying that right. He sent me some pictures of stuff that was in his Supra when he imported it. So I'll leave this video on that. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, or you guys have some awesome pictures or videos for me, please let me know. I'd like to see them and I might show them in my next video. Thank you.